What happens when ancient wisdom, profound symbolism, and really cutting-edge technology converge? And not just for entertainment, but to genuinely impact your well-being. Sounds like the kind of question we were sort of born to explore here, doesn't it?
Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we unpack your sources, extract the most potent insights, and help you become truly well-informed. Today, we're plunging into a pretty remarkable multimedia project, The Waters Between by TATANKA. It's an album, yes, but also a whole narrative experience. It masterfully blends music, age-old symbolism, and advanced sound healing techniques. Create something really immersive.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is how the creators have woven together myth, science, and art. It's this cohesive vision. It's not just about, experiencing a story or listening to an album. It seems designed to offer a genuine pathway to healing and transformation. This project really challenges us to consider, can art truly bridge those seemingly disparate worlds, like spirit and matter? Indeed. And it does so by emphasizing a really powerful idea, that creation dwells not in separation, but in the sacred space between. So our deep dive today will explore the central symbol of the Vesica Piscis, unpack the archetypal narratives, Alara, Kale, Alara. We'll delve into the precise science behind its unique sound healing, and even look at how AI played, well, a truly collaborative role in creating it. So let's unpack this fascinating fusion. Maybe we should start right at the foundation of this project. There's this symbol you've likely seen before, even if you didn't know its name, the Vesica Piscis, for anyone unfamiliar. It's formed by the overlap of two circles, same radius. The center of each circle lies on the edge of the other, and the shared area creates this beautiful sort of almond-shaped space in the middle, sometimes called a mandorla. But what is it about this particular geometry that makes it so profoundly significant, especially in a project exploring sacred union?
That's a fantastic entry point, because its visual simplicity, well, it hides a really deep meaning. That almond shape isn't just mathematically elegant. Its proportions inherently involve the square root of 3, which is a number with profound significance in ancient geometry, But it's also universally recognized across cultures as the gate between worlds. It signifies that sacred overlap spirit and matter, masculine and feminine, heaven and earth, the known and the unknown. Fundamentally, it's a timeless symbol of creation, of balance, and unity born from the interaction of duality.
It's just astonishing how consistently the symbol appears across so many civilizations, different contexts. We're talking ancient Egypt, right? Integrated into temple construction. Then in Christian iconography, it often frames sacred figures like Christ or saints. And of course, it connects to the fish symbolism, life and faith.
Exactly.
It's foundational to sacred geometry. You see its influence in the windows, the arches of Gothic cathedrals like Chartres.
Yes, Chartres is a prime example.
And even Renaissance art used it, didn't it, for aesthetic harmony?
Absolutely. And in the waters between, the Vesica Piscis isn't just like decorative trimming. It's the underlying structure of the entire experience. Think about the narrative. The confluence of rivers isn't just a scenic backdrop. It directly reflects those overlapping circles. Similarly, the music itself uses harmonic progressions that echo that balance between tension and resolution, much like the symbol's own inherent balance. This really grounds the whole project. It offers this inclusive vision of creation where every meeting point, every interaction can be a source of renewal. It's a powerful statement that unity isn't about erasing differences, It's about embracing their dynamic interplay.
Wow. It's incredible how that ancient symbol acts as such a profound structural and thematic backbone. But how do these big themes, union, duality, how do they truly come alive for the listener? I imagine it's through the characters and their journeys.
Exactly right. The Waters Between crafts these themes through some really compelling narratives, primarily focusing on the archetypal journeys of, well, two pairs, Alara and Kale, and then later Alyra. They embody universal human struggles, which makes these pretty abstract concepts deeply relatable.
Okay, let's delve into Alara and Kale's story first then. Alara, she's the dreamer, right? Drawn by visions of a silver Vesica-shaped light from a river. Sounds like a classic call to adventure.
It is, and the elders in her village then reveal the Vesica Piscis as a gate between worlds, and crucially, a test of the union of opposites.
Ah, okay.
Right, and their intertwined destinies literally symbolized when she meets Kale, who's this wandering traveler. Each of them carries a crescent-shaped amulet. When you put them together, boom, the complete Vesica Piscis.
Foreshadowing. Nice.
Their initial trials, like in the track The Test of Waters, they face these violent clashing currents. But the profound insight here isn't just surviving the currents, it's how they do it. They have to learn to surrender, to trust, and to move as one. Balancing fear and trust, instinct and reason, to pass through what's described as living Vesica gate.
Moving as one. That's key.
It highlights that true partnership requires a surrender, not of self exactly, but of individual control to a kind of shared rhythm.
And their journey deepens, right? They confront not just external challenges, but internal shadows, too.
Yes, in the shadow divide, Kale's warrior past comes up, and Alara's fear of surrender surfaces. They have to face their own stuff. But the real breakthrough seems to come in the mirror of stillness. This is where they acknowledge and hold each other's deepest wound. And they discover that crucial line: neither of us has to hurt alone.
That's powerful. What's the core insight you take from that particular moment?
For me, it's the understanding that profound healing, true union. It isn't about becoming perfect or flawless. It's about accepting and integrating vulnerability, both your own and your partner's. It's the courage to be fully seen, scars and all, and to offer that same grace to another person. Their progression, then, to a climax where they face this cataclysm. They align their breath and pulse to weave a bridge of light, and they form the living Vesica through ultimate surrender and trust. It just beautifully illustrates that deep partnership isn't about erasing differences. It's about finding a shared rhythm, even when confronting huge challenges. True collaboration isn't just agreement, it's synchronous action born from mutual trust.
That's a powerful lesson for, well, any relationship, really. But the project also explores healing from a more individual perspective, too, doesn't it? That's where Elira's story comes in.
Precisely. Elira's story, which unfolds in the luminous threshold, runs parallel, but it's much more introspective. Her journey focuses on mending the fracture between worlds, that split between masculine and feminine, spiritual and physical, but within herself, and reflected in the land around her. In her trial, The River of Glass, she confronts her own suppressed anger, these fractured images of herself. And she realizes she has to first heal herself by acknowledging all parts of her being.
So that's a crucial insight. External union often has to begin with internal wholeness. You need to integrate yourself first.
Exactly. She heals a symbolic broken crown, not by asserting power, but by choosing surrender and service. She embodies that principle of honoring both halves of existence. And there's this moving part where, by surrendering her longing related to her mother's absence, she transforms grief into a feeling of eternal presence, a kind of peace.
So she finds wholeness within.
Ultimately, yes. Elira embodies the 𝗧𝗑𝗕𝗄𝗅 as a living threshold within herself. Her journey demonstrates that unity is about coexistence, the embrace of difference without erasure. These characters, they really personify these abstract themes. They invite you, the listener, to see your own struggles and triumphs reflected in their journeys. It transforms concepts of personal growth into these vivid, relatable experiences that resonate far beyond just the story itself.
Okay, so the narrative and symbolism are deeply layered, but this project also promises a pathway to healing and transformation. So beyond the story, what's happening on a sonic level? What's achieving that deep therapeutic effect?
Well, that's where the sound healing aspect truly gets fascinating. The project's whole philosophy is that music is medicine, memory, and a bridge between worlds. It's designed to create a continuous healing rhythm. And at its core is something incredibly subtle, a 6 Hz binaural beat. It's described as an invisible healing current woven throughout the album.
Okay, binaural beats. For those who might not have encountered them before, how exactly do they work? Can you break that down?
Sure. It's actually quite clever, biologically speaking. You hear 2 slightly different frequencies, one fed into each ear, let's say, for example, 220 Hz in one ear and 226 Hz in the other. Your brain then perceives a third phantom frequency, a beat, at the difference between those 2 frequencies. So in this case, 226 minus 220, that's 6 Hz.
6 Hz. And why 6 Hz specifically? What's the significance of that particular frequency? Is there science behind that choice?
Oh, yes, definitely. This specific frequency falls squarely within the theta brainwave range, which is generally considered to be about 4 to 7 Hz. In neuroscience, theta rhythms are strongly linked to some profound states: deep relaxation, significant stress reduction, meditative awareness, enhanced memory recall, emotional integration, and even restorative brain activity.
Okay.
Think of it as hitting a unique sweet spot, a state of calm receptivity. The mind is quiet, yet the heart remains open and aware. This blend of scientific understanding and artistic intention allows for these targeted therapeutic effects. It's not random.
And the technical integration sounds impressive too. It's not just a standalone frequency buzzing away, is it?
No, not at all. That would be distracting. It's subtly tuned to the tonic of the music, which is A minor, specifically 220 Hz, A3, so it harmonizes perfectly with the musical structure rather than clashing with it. And importantly, it's also mixed very low, typically around -18 to -20 decibels below the peak music level.
So you barely hear it consciously.
Exactly. The design ensures it's felt more than consciously heard. It gently encourages physiological shifts like muscle relaxation, slower, more regular breathing, without disrupting the actual musical experience.
Interesting. Now, beyond the binaural beats, the project also incorporates singing bowls. But you mentioned a modern digital twist. What's that about?
Yes. These aren't recordings of traditional physical bowls. They're digitally generated tones, precisely based on that same A3 note, 220 Hz. Doing it digitally ensures perfect pitch accuracy and allows for seamless integration into the musical fabric. No tuning issues, no clashing overtones, and the design is quite intentional. There's a long bowl, primarily in the right channel, which offers these shimmering, evolving overtones, while a drone bowl sits mainly in the left channel, providing a steady, grounding hum. Kind of an anchor.
And that spatial design, panning them left and right like that must have a specific effect on the listener, too.
Absolutely. Panning them hard, left and right, creates this really wide sonic field. It effectively frames that subtle binaural beat we talked about. The spatial separation is thought to encourage hemispheric balance in the brain, promoting integration and calm. It's designed quite deliberately to evoke a sense of sacred space around the listener, really enhancing that immersive therapeutic quality.
And what about other sound effects? Are they just atmospheric or used strategically as well?
Oh, very strategically. Things like flowing water or river current sounds, they're used consistently to reinforce the central theme of confluence, obviously. But they also offer those universal calming effects we associate with water, cleansing, emotional release.
Makes sense.
Then you have soft wind or the sound of breath,
Yeah.
symbolizing the breath of life, encouraging deeper breathing, grounding the listener. And finally, things like subtle bell sounds or a sense of temple resonance. These are used as sparing accents. They signal pivotal moments in the narrative or music. They connect to ideas of ancient wisdom, ritual space, clarity, and that feeling of sacred presence. Every single element feels intentional.
So it really sounds like these carefully chosen and integrated sonic elements work together. They create this immersive, intentionally therapeutic soundscape. It guides the listener into a receptive state, allowing those symbolic narratives and emotional themes to be more deeply absorbed. It turns listening into something much more profound. Now, let's shift gears slightly. In an age where AI is, well, increasingly integrated into creative fields, sometimes controversially, The Waters Between stands out for its unique approach to production. This wasn't just a human endeavor, was it? You mentioned it was a transparent collaboration between human creativity and advanced AI tools. What did that collaboration actually look like in practice?
Yeah, it's a really interesting aspect. It seems it truly redefined the creative workflow for them. They used several AI platforms, names like ChatGPT, Meta.ai, Refusion, Producer.ai, Moises.ai were mentioned. These tools apparently contributed ideas, maybe generated initial sonic textures, or even musical sketches. For example, an AI might generate a really complex, evolving soundscape that a human might not intuitively create, sort of pushing the boundaries of sonic texture. Or perhaps suggest novel harmonic progressions that spark the artist's imagination in a new direction.
So the AI provides raw material almost.
Kind of. The human element then becomes this sophisticated curator and sculptor, taking these innovative, sometimes unexpected raw materials generated by AI, and then shaping them, refining them, integrating them into the artist's final intentional vision. It seems like it really challenged their traditional creative methods and offered entirely new possibilities for sound design and composition.
And importantly, the creators were incredibly open about this whole process.
They were, and I think the transparency is crucial, especially now. By openly documenting their use of AI, they're setting a standard for responsible innovation in artistic production. It really contrasts with some of the more opaque or potentially exploitative uses of AI we're seeing elsewhere. It helps build trust with the audience.
Which is vital, I imagine, when you're creating something as intimate and potentially impactful as a sound healing experience.
Absolutely. And that transparency also extends to how they handle the neuroacoustic elements, like the binaural beats. They communicated the technical details and the intended effects very clearly, ensuring, a safe and ethical approach to the sound design itself.
It's quite a powerful statement, isn't it? Suggesting that technology can be a tool for connection rather than just division or replacement. It really seems to align perfectly with the album's broader theme of finding harmony between disparate forces, just like the Vesica symbolizes unity through overlap.
Absolutely. It models that very principle. This cutting-edge approach to art clearly values intention, ethics, and collaboration. It encourages more nuanced view of innovation, where human creativity and machine assistance can potentially yield outcomes greater than either could achieve alone. It ultimately reflects that core message of finding wholeness in union, even in the act of creation itself.
So we've journeyed pretty deep today into the waters between, this extraordinary project by TATANKA. We've uncovered how the ancient symbol of the Vesica Piscis, these profound narrative journeys of Ilara, Kale, and Elira, and the sophisticated sound healing techniques, all woven together with transparent AI assistance, merge into this really cohesive vision of sacred union.
Yeah, and the project's core message really echoes throughout all those layers. Wholeness and new creation emerge not from separation, but from embracing and harmonizing dualities, whether that's within ourselves and our relationships, or even in the very fabric of how we create art and use technology. It's a powerful reminder, perhaps, that our fractured world can find mending.
And the waters between suggest that the sacred union isn't some singular destination you arrive at, but more like an ongoing process, a rhythm, as they put it, in the world's heartbeat. So maybe a final thought for you to take away as you reflect on this journey. What does it mean for you to consciously seek balance? To integrate the waters between the different aspects of your own life? And how might you carry these lessons of compassion and mindful creation into your own daily choices?